Hello friends, I'm coming to you today from the front room at the manse. The church is currently being used for a blood drive by the American Red Cross, and there were 50 slots, I believe, for donations, and all 50 were filled, and we're really grateful to be able to use our space in a helpful and significant way right now. I wanted to admit to you today that as David and the boys and I gathered here at home for church on Sunday morning, it wasn't long into the service that I find myself choked up. Ted and Glenn were singing the words of the Prelude we've been using for the month of June. God welcomes all, strangers and friends. God's love is strong and it never ends. I believe it was a second or perhaps third photograph that popped up, and it was a photograph taken in our sanctuary space on a usual Sunday morning. And as I saw it, I just felt choked up. I had taken that picture, and I don't think I thought much of it at the time because it just seemed so normal. In that picture, I believe it was during the passing of the peace. And as I saw it on Sunday morning, people were embracing, people were hugging, people were moving around the sanctuary easily. There were handshakes, there were big smiles, there were folks sitting close to one another in the pews, all things that we took so much for granted in those pre-pandemic days. I know that online church is not the same. I know that online church does not meet our need for those close relationships. I know that the novelty of online church has worn off as here we are about to enter into our 4th month. We are experiencing that summertime slump even in our YouTube viewing numbers. I know that it's not the same. And yet I remain convinced that it is the right and the best decision for us to make as a church family for right now, so that when we regather, all can do so safely. But I also want you to know that I miss you. And as that photograph popped up on Sunday morning, it reminded me of some words from the Apostle Paul. And Paul, in writing his letters to the early church, he used the same phrase over and over again, or a variation of it. He said it to the church at Rome. He said it to the church at Thessalonica. He said it to the church at Philippi. He wrote it in his letter to Timothy. And the phrase that he uses something like this: I long to see you, I long to see you, or I long to be with you. I share those words with the Apostle Paul in these days. I long to see you. I long to see you face to face and eye to eye. I long to see your smiles. I long to see your easy relationships and your care with and for one another. And there will be a day of regathering. I promise you that there will be a day of regathering. It will be joy-filled. But until that day, I offer to you this prayer, this hope, also borrowed from the Apostle Paul. This is in his writing to the church at Thessalonica. In chapter 3, he writes, "May the Lord cause you to increase and enrich your love for each other. May that love cause your hearts to be strengthened, to be blameless in holiness before our God and Father. May the Lord cause you to increase and enrich your love for one another. And may the love cause your hearts to be strengthened." I long to see you until we are back together in person. May God's love strengthen your heart. Grace and peace to you.